Hey guys, we're going to discuss today the important info that Nicole needed to get to the detective at 2 a.m. all hours of the night. And when he would call her to get the information, probably during business hours. The information she got, I think there's only one time that something that is very imperative that he finds out. Other than that, it's BS. She is just grasping at straws, I think, just to stay in contact to try and get some information. So let's listen.
And said that you remembered some other information. What did you remember?
Like, just kind of odds and ends.
2 a.m.
And I'm sure there will be more as this goes on. I interacted with him so much that sometimes, I just have to stop and think about how much information that I have gotten from him over the last few
what?
months, in the last week or so, and
She kind of slips or holds a little bit when she's talking about the information she's wanting to give. The few weeks, months, she is thinking very hard about what she is saying to him. It's really rather annoying. Who texts at 2 a.m. to a detective? Oh, I just remember some few odds and ends. If I'm going to text someone at 2 a.m. in the morning, there better be a damn good reason why. And I can only think of one statement that she has made that's important information to text someone possibly at 2 a.m.
and hopefully I don't have to keep calling you back with more, but no promises.
No, that's okay. Please do. Like I told you yesterday, anything that comes to mind that you think is important, I'd like to know. Because you know him better than anybody probably over the last 6 to 8 weeks. So that's anything that he said to you or anything that stands out to you as you're reflecting on all this kind of mess here is important for me to know.
I wonder if he's living to regret that to her. With the new texts that I've read. But, oh no, please reach out to me. Text me. Let me know. The amount of texting she does to this investigator. I bet he was just mad at himself for saying, oh, just text me whenever. Because you say that and then look what he got. Maybe that's normal. I'm just assuming.
Understood. No bad.
And this
Talking about the sheets smelling bad.
What time do you think it was Monday night?
Oh God, I don't even know. I almost wish you guys would show me my phone
So
records.
There was other information that you thought of that was important again?
Yeah.
More info?
It was just being kind of crazy last night.
Okay, so again, she had important info. The important info that she mentioned there was about Chris mentioning that the sheets smelled bad. That's very important information. So great, she told that. I don't get it.
So much going on, I texted it myself because I can't protect.
Okay, he asks her again, what important information? And now all of a sudden, she's sitting in the interrogation room and she just can't remember. If it's important, you don't forget it. Or if you have a bad memory, then you write it down and you take it with you. Considering she's texting him at 2 a.m., 4 a.m., random times. This stuff must have been very, very imperative to text somebody at those times, but you get there, you're ready to tell them, and now you can't remember?
Because I can't protect.
You make sure before you leave you see Hazel. You need to get some help.
Is that not hilarious? He tells her to get some help. Because she does need it. Oh, I just love it.
I know, I've been asking. We came back from North Carolina. I was informed sometime either when he was on the trip or when he was getting back, but in that area, that they filed for divorce and that they were going to put the house up for sale. And he was like, she's the one that called the realtor. because he told me that he had spoke to her when he was in North Carolina about it, and then the next day she was the one who called the realtor.
When you say she, Shanann,
yes.
and when you say the time frame they came back from North Carolina, you don't remember the specific dates, but it was like the first or second week of August?
Yeah, I think I told you guys when they left. I think he left on Tuesday the 31st of July.
I do remember you saying that.
And I don't remember when he came home. I really don't.
Such a liar.
I really think you should try to fix things with your wife. And he kept asking, well, what about us? And I was trying to kind of take a step back and see if he would fix things before attempting to pursue things with me. Because I wanted to know that if all of these things he's saying, like, yes, we're getting separated, and yes, you know, all of these things that he's saying are happening, I wanted to know that it was like, you were doing this like you said you were prior to me coming in your life, and it had nothing to do with me, you know?
Couple things. She talks like consistently, never stops. It's hard to catch her in a break of talking because she talks so much. It's frustrating, to say the least. Also, this is the important information she's giving him that warranted 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. texts. I have yet to find anything besides the blanket talk to be important. And I love how she just tries to make herself look so good. Well, I wanted them to work on their relationship. They're not divorcing because of me. What happened to you being the second fiddle that you said you were? I mean, she is a compulsive liar. This is my opinion.
For me, it was like, I really wanted them to fix it. I would have just, like, left the system.
Second fiddle.
So tell me why Shanann calling a realtor and him mentioning that they were going to be divorced. Why do you think it's important?
Yeah, let's hear.
So after that, he was like, she's the one who called the realtor. And I remember I was like, damn, that was fast. Because I knew he told me, like, we were going to put the house up. But they said, he was like, we didn't know how much to offer for it. And we were kind of trying to find somebody. And it, like, so for the first few weeks that I hung out with him, he kind of, like, dragged his feet on, hey, this is happening. And then after North Carolina, he's like, yeah, she wants to put the house up. She's the one that called the realtor. And I was, like, kind of taken back, not necessarily at the speed of it, given how long
on and on and on
separating, but the fact that she did it like the day after he supposedly sat down and had a conversation with her about, hey, do we fix this or do we not
take a break
this relationship?
On your Saturday night, wherever you guys were.
That was the important info, guys. Thank goodness she was texting at all hours of the night so that we heard that, right? It makes no sense whatsoever.
This relationship.
On your Saturday night, wherever you guys were.
I don't know. I mean, sometimes, like, I think about these things and I feel like they're all assumptions, but at that point, like, maybe he already knew something that I didn't. I don't know. But it was just a complete...
Throwing him under the bus.
Where he just didn't even seem that interested. And I was like, okay. And I was like, well, we don't have to do that.
Okay. She throws him under the bus. And then the conversation that she says about him in regards to her feeling like basically the energy had shifted, that maybe he had changed his mind. Is that the catalyst behind what made this horrible tragedy happen? He had maybe switched his mind, was thinking about staying with his family, and she wasn't having it. And then the fights that happened with the Watts, and it just kind of made the perfect storm. And she was no help for sure. It just makes me wonder. Her memory, too. It's impeccable when it needs to be. But in convenient times, she can't remember a thing. She has a good memory. You can tell by the way she talks. It's obvious she lies a lot about not remembering anything. My opinion.
And I was like, well, we don't have to do that on Wednesday if you don't want to. And he's like, no, I know I need to get it done. And I was like, all right.
Okay.
You know, because I wasn't going to, like, force him to do it. If he doesn't want to do it, don't do it. Just say no, you know. And I was like, and for me, I was like, I was just offering to help because it's like, I know what a tedious task it is trying to find a new place to live.
Is there new info, Dave?
That part where he was just, like, really unplugged on Saturday, and then there was something else. I can't believe I can't remember all this stuff.
Imagine that. You see how well she talks about everything that she really does know, especially when they do the apartment talk. I mean, this girl had it sketched out and ready to go. But at the end, you know, I just don't understand why I can't remember this stuff. Who's she trying to sell that to? Because I ain't buying it. Just saying.